Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
So please join me in a moment of silence to honor.
President Joe Biden is urging protests in Tennessee to remain peaceful as officials plan to release video of an arrest that led to a motorist's death. 5 Memphis police officers who were fired last week after a black man who died after an encounter with the officers were in custody and indicted by a grand jury on charges including second-degree murder. Body cam video of the encounter with the 29-year-old Tyre Nichols will be published, and lawyers for his family said it will show him being severely beaten. The city of Memphis is said to be on edge, and police there have increased patrols.
Earlier today, the grand jury returned indictments against 5 former Memphis Police Department officers regarding the death of Tyre Nichols.
In Ukraine, 11 officials have either resigned or been sacked as Kyiv tries to tackle government corruption. Kylo Tymoshenko, deputy head of President Volodymyr Zelensky's office, quit after reports he moved his family into a mansion. Ukraine's Deputy Prosecutor General, Oleksiy Somayenko, was also removed from his post. It's led to some politicians in the US calling for aid to Ukraine to be restricted. The journalist Mikhailo Tak has recently reported that the company of a senior official's personal trainer allegedly received millions of pounds, as well as a story about President Zelensky's deputy head of office. It's bad timing for Ukraine as it seeks donations from the West for its war effort against Russia. New Zealand's largest city has declared a state of emergency after torrential rain prompted widespread flooding and evacuations. People in Auckland here forced to evacuate their homes. Footage from local broadcasters showing people moving through chest-deep floodwaters, one person carrying a child and another a dog, as they were forced to move to higher ground. The downpour in Auckland shifted houses, stalled traffic, and cut power to homes and businesses. Here, people heading to an Elton John concert in Auckland forced to turn back and wade through floodwaters to return home after the show was cancelled last minute. Haitian police officers on blocked streets have forced their way into the country's main airport to protest against the recent killing of officers by armed gangs. Protesters in civilian clothes who identified themselves as police first attacked Prime Minister Ariel Henry's official office and then flooded the airport as Henry was arriving from a trip to Argentina. Roads around Port-au-Prince and in several cities to the north were blocked by protesters. Haitian human rights groups say 78 police officers have been killed since Henry came to power in July 2021, averaging 5 every month. American officials say US forces have killed an Islamic State leader, Bilal al-Sudani, and 10 of his operatives in northern Somalia. He was killed after US special forces raided a remote mountainous cave complex hoping to capture him. Analysts say the fact that US troops were sent under the orders of President Joe Biden to kill or capture Sudani, rather than using a less risky drone strike, indicates his significance.
Wir waren schon einmal weiter. Antisemitismus und Antiziganismus.
The rise in anti-Semitic attacks in Germany are a disgrace for our country. That's according to the Parliament President, Barbel, as the Bundestag commemorated the victims of the Holocaust on Remembrance Day. She told lawmakers and Holocaust survivors gathered on the visitors' gallery that no one must turn a blind eye. Anti-Semitism, racism and xenophobia are definitely not just present at the very edge. She said memorial sites are being desecrated, Jewish installations and synagogues being attacked, and people met with hostility are being threatened and attacked because they are Jewish. Britain's King Charles and the Queen Consort Camilla also held an audience at Buckingham Palace to remember those who died during the Holocaust. And Egyptologists have uncovered pharaonic tombs that have been sealed for 4,300 years in Egypt at Saqqara, 20 kilometers south of Cairo. Inside one of the tombs was a mummy found at the bottom of a 15-meter shaft in a recently uncovered group of 5th and 6th dynasty tombs. The mummy of a man named Hekashepes was in a limestone tomb that had been sealed in mortar since the original burial 4 millennia ago. Numerous statues were also found amongst the tombs, including one representing a man with his wife and child.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.